Hello and welcome to the Free Bin, a podcast of the Toledo Public Library. I'm Cindy.
And I'm Harrison.
And we welcome you to our podcast today. So what are we talking about? Well, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
It's kind of interesting. I have a really short thing to talk about, but it's kind of one of those, oh, that's interesting things. Mm-hmm. And Harrison has some things about certain languages.
Yeah. So I figure we'll follow up on a theme that we did where we did Women's History Month and also animal facts.
That's right.
So this is also, it's an animal topic and it's a language topic. So it's fitting for...
right. And since last Friday was Downer Friday, we thought we'd bring good news.
Yes.
Fun things.
But before we get to that, we do want to recognize that as of the recording here, tomorrow is Memorial Day.
That's right.
And so we want to observe Memorial Day and talk about some things going on. But before we get to that, announcements.
Oh, okay. I got to hit my little...
Oh, whoops.
There we go. There we go. New news. Here we go. Okay, so we have some things coming up, and you need to know about, and you have a week's notice now if you listen. So STEAM Saturday is coming up on the 30th of May. It is, I just realized something. I tried to take that afternoon off. I might have to not do that.
Okay, we'll find a day.
Anyway, Saturday, May 30th at 2 p.m., we are doing Suminagashi, the art of using ink and paper to create beautiful marbled art. Now, all ages are welcome, but I will tell you that this is ink, not like acrylic paint. So if you're going to bring a child or someone like under the age of 8, I would really encourage you to put on clothes that maybe it won't matter if they get ink on them. But we have paper, and you can take it home and frame it, or you could make a card out of it. There's lots you can do. Yep. And it is really cool. I have to practice that this week.
And hey, if you get ink on your clothes, just makes your clothes cooler.
That's true.
Shows you make art.
That's right. And making art is great. Second thing that I have is the Toledo Public Library 2026 Tween Book Club.
Mother.
Yeah, it's awesome. We are featuring the book Word of Mouse by James Patterson and Chris Grabenstein. So this is for kids age 8 to 12, and it's the kickoff pizza party at the library is June 17th at 12 p.m. At noon. And you come in and you pick up your book, and I think you pick them up at the pizza party, right? You pick up your book and a bag full of really fun things to do while you're reading your book. If you've experienced this before or your child has, you know that this is a ton of fun. And if I had the creativity, I would make one for adults. It's so much fun. They get lots of cool stuff as they go along and read the book at their own pace. Space is limited, so if you want your kiddo to be in the Tween Book Club, please call the library and sign them up so that everybody gets to participate. And the registration is open right now.
Wonderful.
All right. And then our big event in June, which we are really excited about for probably middle school and up, even though, summer reading starts in June. So that's like super exciting. But this is really exciting for us as a library. It's the first time, at least since I've been here, that we have had an author come and visit. And so we are doing an author's visit. We're having a reception and a reading. Her name is Sydney Swanson. She writes young adult fantasy fiction and science fiction for young adults. She's going to come. She's going to read from her book, and she's going to have a signing session, and then we will serve like finger foods so that everybody can kind of sit around and chat and meet the author. That's June 6th at 6 p.m. That's a Saturday. But on that Saturday afternoon, June 6th, from 2 to 4, there is a writer's workshop. And the one thing that when I was looking at reviews for Sydney Swanson was that she has she's been given lots of good reviews for her world building and the way that she builds a world that her characters can live in. So she's going to talk about how to build a world in your writing and what you need to do and how you need to think about that. And I think this is not only good for people who like to write, but if you are a dungeon master or you play D&D and you build worlds in your brain, this might be a really good thing for people who play those RPGs. So come on down. It's free 2 to 4. We appreciate a sign up just so we can have, we're going to have some snacks and we'll have a notebook and a pen for everybody. And so we just need to know in advance what kind of numbers we're going to have. I am super excited about that. Her books, I have gotten on good authority that they're very good. And that's from a teenager. So, come on down. And those are things that are coming up. Of course, stay tuned. Probably next week, we'll start talking about summer reading.
Yep. And my understanding, I have not read Sydney Swanson's stuff yet, but when it comes to young adult fiction, some of it can skew younger audience, some of it can skew adult audience. And my understanding of her work is that she writes with the depth and the world building that you would expect from a full-on adult level fiction, but with content appropriate to your younger, matched to potentially younger audiences too, depending on what you're after. So it's a very broad scope of audience.
It is, and I read the first chapter or 2 or 3 of her book because I was waiting to check it out to someone. And I enjoyed it. And I read fantasy, but I'm really picky about my authors. But her story, you could see the world in your head the way she described it. You could hear the characters. It was a great world to build those characters in, and you kind of understood where they were coming from because of the world she built. So I'm looking forward to meeting her. She's a very nice woman. I've emailed back and forth with her. She's very nice. So please encourage your middle schoolers. And if you yourself love to write, come learn something. We can always learn something, right? And it's free. It's free, and free is good.
Free.
We like free.
I want to add one early promo here. All right. Nothing is rolled out on this yet, but I feel like I'm ready to make a preliminary announcement. Keep eyes and ears on us in case anything changes for updates. We are planning to roll out our Story Trackers Story Club at the end of June. We've penciled in June 27th.
Right.
That's a Saturday at 2 p.m. in our downstairs meeting room.
Right.
This is not a typical book club. We are building this for an adult audience primarily. I'd say 16 plus, because we're going to be, talking about all kinds of stuff, all kinds of
theme
of stories here. But we've got our adult audience in mind. And, if you took a typical book club where it's, everybody's going to get the same book and we're going to read a certain amount and check in with each other, that is great. Those book clubs are great. If you do that with me and you're like, here's a book and we're going to read this much, it becomes homework. I am not reading that book. I'm going to want to. I'm going to tell myself I will, but it's going to sit there and I'm not going to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The way this is going to work is you come to the meeting and you bring any story you have consumed or are consuming, be it a book, a movie, a narrative, story-driven video game, whatever stories you're consuming, you come in and you give your review. We'll have a form for you to do a review. Talk about it. Talk about what you liked, what you didn't like. You'll get to know each other. You'll get to do a little presentation on it if you like. I don't mean like a PowerPoint presentation. I mean just like you'll get a turn to get up and
I love a good PowerPoint.
invent about your group. I don't know how much time everyone will get. We'll see how many people we have, right?
But you don't have to do it, right? So if you just want to come and turn in your review,
right?
You don't have to. That's good.
And it's really built so that it should be rewarding to anyone at any level of engagement.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With this, we're going to structure it like a scouts meeting. So you will come and you will get a sash. You will get badges for what you're reading. We've got some standard ones. And then once people start reading more and more things, you'll be able to fill out your sash with badges, with pins, recognizing that you've read 3 of these books, you've watched 5 of these movies, whether it's, you're reading Amish romance fiction, or you're watching like 80s, teen comedies, whatever it is, we're going to acknowledge that you'll get to know each other's habits in reading and viewing and be able to share recommendations and build a community around that. So we're really excited to get this going. It's going to be, once we get flyers and stuff out, come show up day of, we will get you sworn into the club.
Be a story scout.
And from there on, it's, we'll see where this takes us. And we plan to have a display out on the floor so that our story trackers, our club members can feature the works that they like and get to have a display to themselves.
Yeah. I do want to say that sounds like a great idea, and I want to encourage you, even if you just come and read like one book, come and talk to other people who read, because that's always fun. And you said movies, because I'm a movie person, and books and games. And that's good for people to know, because I don't play games, but if somebody comes in and says, hey, have you played this or do you know what this is about? It's nice to know that.
Yeah, whether it's like Red Dead Redemption, you've sunk hours into a story, or a tabletop game. If you've got a D&D campaign and you just want to let everyone know what your D&D campaign is doing, any stories and
audiobooks count too. I always want to say that, because a lot of people in the summer, especially with travel and stuff, they're listening to audiobooks, which is awesome. And they can be ebooks.
Yes.
Off of Libby. So any form of story. And if you think we haven't covered a form of story, come and convince us.
Yes. And
we will put that in thing. I do want to say, come to the library and see our new shelves.
Yeah.
We have cool new shelves that were courtesy of a very generous grant from the Siletz Tribal Charitable Contribution Foundation.
Contribution Fund, yes.
I had to get all the words in. We appreciate that so much. They have made an incredible difference. I go out and just stand there and admire them because they look so great. They spread out our new books. So the shelves now feature new fiction, mystery, science fiction, young adult, graphic novels, and large print, all on this set of shelves. And it's amazing. And there's plenty of room left over so that we can add more books.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Very
Come
exciting.
and see that. Also, we have moved some things. So if you can't find your most favorite Huey Lewis in the News CD, I can tell you where it is. We have moved that. And then we have a display of Sydney Swanson books out. So please come take a look at those. I think that's all.
Yeah. All right.
And now I want to know what beverage you brought.
Well, I'm continuing our cream soda journey.
Yay!
This is a Zevia cream soda. 0 sugar, 0 fake colors. I'm reading from the can. 0 fake sweeteners. It's a stevia sweetened cream soda. This is what I drink at home.
Okay.
Because I've cut out pretty much sugar sodas. They give me horrible heartburn.
Ooh, yeah.
So we're dealing with just straight up carbonated water, natural flavors, stevia extract, citric acid.
Okay.
Stevia extract is, as we've probably talked about,
it's a plant-based, right?
It's plant-based. The actual chemical that is that stevia sweetener is Rhodioxide A. It's produced by the stevia plant. It is very sweet. It has its own character. It's not a warm kind of sweet the way that sugar is.
Right.
But so it has a bit of a sharper tang to it. So it's used in like gum and things like that.
Right.
I feel like it lends itself naturally a little more to bitter or kind of acidic sweetness. So mint things, citrus things feel a little more natural than, not to bias you one way or the other, than something like a cream soda that's kind of calls for a rounder, warmer kind of sweetness, if that makes sense.
Yes. So what is cream soda flavored? I always think of it as like butter beer flavored. Like that's a cream soda.
Is it just vanilla?
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. Ouch. Sorry, my earrings are poking me. my headphones. Oh man, first person problems.
You need to swap?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Oh.
Ooh, there we go.
I got it.
You'll notice immediately it's clear. It's like just about gin clear. They don't put any sort of
smells good
colorant in there.
Smells like cream soda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try this.
Let's try it. What do you think?
I understand what you mean about the stevia. Mm-hmm. It's not sweet, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
They make it work in this.
Yeah. It would be better on ice, but I like everything on ice. It would be better, but it's really pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like the cream soda. I also like the root beer. The
I bet
Zevia
that's
root
good,
beer, because root beer is supposed to have a little bit of a bite at the back end. It kind of hides that stevia sharpness a little.
Yeah, it's definitely sugar-free. So if you're used to the aftertaste, a little bit more, yeah. Oh, thank you. I don't know if I'll drink it all, but it's not horrible, but there is an aftertaste of that non-sweetened.
Yep.
A little bit in the back of your throat. But this, I mean, it's not bad. And since I drink non-sugar stuff all the time. I drink some stuff that's sugared, but it's not horrible. I would probably drink it. I mean, like in a can and put it on ice. I would probably drink it.
And what I'll sometimes do with this when I'm trying to drop a little weight and I want to stop snacking at night, after I've already brushed my teeth and done all the stuff, I'll have one of these because it's stevia. It's not,
it's not
going to affect your...
Stick to your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This would be good, though. It'd be good over vanilla ice cream.
Oh, let me tell you something, though. I tried that. I tried that with the root beer stevia, Zevia root beer. I put regular vanilla ice cream in a stevia-sweetened Zevia root beer. It was weird and unpleasant because I think what happens is the sugar fights the stevia, and it just tasted like the flavors were there, but it also tasted like a chemical munitions plant underneath there somewhere because it's two different sweeteners. It didn't work. I was disappointed. Maybe you might like it. I don't know.
No, it does make me want a root beer float, though. It tastes good. It tastes like, that's what it tastes like to me. A little more than cream soda. It tastes more on the root beer end of it.
Bet.
That's just me though. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
If we're talking
Serves the
diets,
purpose.
diet cream sodas, there's many good cream sodas that have sugar in them. But if we're trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want me to do mine first? Because I'm super short here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So during my lunch hour, as one does, I was scrolling Facebook and I knew what Harrison was going to talk about. And so I found this post. It's from somebody called Goats and Gangsters. I thought it was super interesting because, I'm going to ask you a question. If I reference HP, what do you think of?
I think of two things. I think of Hewlett-Packard and I think of H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay. Neither of those were things that I wanted him to say.
Oh, okay.
So HP, well, I'll just read this to you and you can tell me what you think.
Hit points.
Okay. Hit points. Okay. So this is from Goats and Gangsters. I don't know what he's on. I don't know. And he says, an interesting linguistics find. So I'm reading this text from 1908, and it keeps referencing HP in the context of not being fully HP, applying your full HP to a task, etc. And I'm like, okay, that's a perfectly normal way to describe energy and reads totally clear to me. But I know you don't mean hit points or health points, which is the first place my brain goes. So what are you using HP to mean? And it's not explained in text, which means it was common enough not to warrant explanation to the 1908 audience. So gotta look elsewhere. Horsepower. Turns out it's horsepower. Oh. And I'm absolutely fascinated that a commonly used initialism from 1908 now stands for something different, and yet the contextual meaning is still the same to the 21st century reader. I could hand this guy my Nintendo Switch and he'd be like, yes, I understand. This Pokemon loses horsepower throughout the fight. Language is amazing.
And if you ask someone who is more of an automotive enthusiast, they probably would immediately think horsepower, because it's still the same. It's still used for horsepower. I just didn't go there because I'm a different kind of nerd. Yes,
I did not think hit points or health points. I thought horsepower. Mm-hmm. And because I don't play games. I don't play video games. But I thought that was really interesting that he's right. You know, this is 100 and some years later, and it's still the same contextual. It works in context, too. It means power. It means put your horsepower into this, put your hit points and your health points into that. So I thought that was interesting.
My favorite weird slang that stuck around is just okay.
Okay.
And where okay came from, because it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
So if for those of you who don't know, okay, the abbreviation okay comes from a trend 100 some years ago of doing jokey abbreviations based on misspelled words.
Oh.
So okay was an abbreviation for all correct, spelled OLLKORR, and it was just this understood thing because there was this trend of misspelling words and then having a joke abbreviation based on a misspelling. And the one that has stuck around forever is okay, to the point that you don't think about the etymology whatsoever.
Right. I never would have thought that it was that. That's cool. See, and they say that you don't learn anything on podcasts. Come on, people. We're teaching you lots of things that will help you in trivia.
Yeah, we're going to go down a weird direction.
Yes, later. I can't wait for you to go down your path.
We'll go. We're going to go. Before we get into that, though, I do want to mention something for Memorial Day. Because I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast before, but Memorial Day proper, the 23rd, the 23rd. We're going to be closed. The city takes off Monday, the 25th. The rest of our Monday through Friday folks are, which is what my brain wanted to say, the 25th.
But we're closed on Saturday.
So for the holiday. So tomorrow, as of this recording, is the Fleet of Flowers ceremony in Depot Bay, just up the coast from us. This was established in 1945. It's an event to honor those lost at sea.
Right.
It's a beautiful ceremony. I suggest getting up to be there if you can. And support the community there. There are also videos that you can see of this ceremony. The Coast Guard leads this. They fill boats with wreaths and flowers, take them to sea, and cast the wreaths on the water. It's an annual event held on Memorial Day. I believe it starts at 11, but it kind of runs all day. So I want to give a shout out to Depot Bay and the Fleet of Flowers for Memorial Day.
That's
if
nice.
you can make it, it's a really great ceremony they do.
Yeah, and it's nice that we celebrate all people lost in a variety of wars. on Memorial Day. But the Coast Guard, they lose people at sea too.
Yes.
And just in this last year, I think we've lost a couple rescue guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's important to remember them too.
Yep.
And our fishermen that go out.
Yep.
And I know there's a memorial, isn't there, down on the Bayfront in Newport? There's something.
There's a memorial down in that park just north of the bridge.
Right.
So
if
you hang a right before the bridge, it takes you to the memorial.
To that park.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if, Memorial Day, people go, oh yeah, we're going to have barbecue on Memorial Day. It's a day off from work. And it's like any other day. But I think just take a minute to be grateful for the people who did sacrifice their lives and who do dangerous jobs and who are in the military or overseas or wherever, because then you don't have to be, and we should be grateful to that for those people. And a lot of us have family members too. And that's important to remember too, that it's a time for families.
Yep.
And I hear that they're working really hard to get the Toledo graveyard cemetery to look really spiffy for Memorial Day. So drive past. It's always fun to drive past, see all the flags.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful cemetery we have.
It is, yeah. Got lots of flowers, and they take such good care of it.
Yes.
Which is sweet. All righty.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to
Not sure anybody else is.
Well, I hope they're getting ready, because we're going to talk about whale speech, whale vocalizations.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I can't do the impression from Dory from Finding Nemo.
Well,
which way to go?
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was good. The whales we're going to talk about don't sound like that.
Oh,
Although,
man.
when people think whale calls, they typically think humpback whale calls that are those nice, long
Star
songs.
Trek. Star Trek has made that popular.
Yeah, they did.
The whales.
They became like the default whale sound for every film and TV.
My favorite line from that movie, "There be whales, Captain." Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I can't wait to hear.
Yes. So there was a paper just published by the Royal Society.
Ooh.
This was published in Proceedings of the Royal Society B. The Phonology of Sperm Whale Coda Vowels by an international team, Gaspar Begus, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Maximilian Dabkowski, Ronald L. Sprouse, David F. Gruber, and Shane Garrow.
Okay.
And they studied sperm whale vocalizations.
Okay.
So basically, these calls that parts of sperm whale calls they're referring to as codas correspond roughly to vowels in human speech. And they've been cataloging and identifying the ways that these calls function and the ways that these calls, the whales are creating them. And I'll get into it.
Okay.
I'll try to make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
So I made myself notes so I maybe don't do the thing that I usually do where I keep going in circles. I have to edit my voice. I know, I'm aware of the problem, everybody. Okay, I listen to myself. I start a sentence. I interrupt the sentence to qualify the sentence. I follow up on something else, and then I get back to the sentence. Sometimes restart the sentence entirely. I'm sorry. So we're going to be talking about sperm whales.
Okay.
Physator macrocephalus, the loudest animal in the world.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, they can really
Make some noise.
Yeah. So
but it's underwater, so we can't hear it.
Oh, you can if you're in the water.
Well,
though.
that's true.
They can, as I understand it, if you are in the water with a whale that does a good loud click, it can hurt you. Like they're real loud under there.
Huh.
So you'll know sperm whales. They were a big part of the Industrial Revolution and the pre-industrial period, because they were hunted very, very heavily at an industrial scale for the spermaceti oil in their heads, which also has a role in language. Or vocalization, I should say. I don't know if language is too human a word here, but I'll probably use it again.
Know what we mean, not what we say.
But it looks like there might be language or something
of some
equivalent at work here. So this is the whale for Moby Dick. Moby Dick was a sperm whale.
A white
sperm
whale. Worm whale. Sorry about that.
A worm whale.
Sorry, Mr. Sperm Whale.
And we also know them for the fact that they prey on giant squids.
Oh.
And that's a little bit of a digression here.
Right.
But a lot of times in especially kind of older like nature documentaries and things, you'd see sperm whales and giant squids depicted as like having this epic battle, like these two giant creatures fighting in the darkness. But to be clear, and I may have brought up this pet peeve of mine before on the podcast, it's just one animal eating another.
Right.
Like
it's nature.
Yeah. It's nature. They're not like locked in battle. Like I get that makes a really impressive CGI animation on a documentary, but a giant squid is a big squid. It's the size of a couch. It's big like a couch, right? And if you pull its tentacles out of its dead mouth and stretch them all the way out and measure it that way, you can say it's really, really, really long, but that's disingenuous. That's like that's exactly the same thing as pulling the tongue out of a chameleon and stretching it as far as it'll go and then measuring the chameleon and saying, this is an 8-foot long chameleon.
Right.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
A giant squid is big like a couch. A whale is big like a bus. It's the same. It's the same thing as a cat eating a small bird.
Right.
It's feeding. And yes, it can scratch up your cat. You can cut your mouth on Captain Crunch when you're eating it. It doesn't mean it's a battle of the titans between a human and Captain Crunch. It's just something that happens on the way into your stomach. Right. So I say that just
so we know.
I have this issue and it's tough to thread this needle. On the one hand, you don't want to anthropomorphize an animal and like present it as a human-like creature with human needs and things. I will try not to do that in this episode, although there are some definite similarities here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe totally analogous things. We both have eyes, we both have teeth. Right. So maybe we both have the same similar kind of communication. But on the other hand, I don't like mythologizing animals or like presenting the natural world in these super cinematic terms that I feel like can inspire people to push it away. Like think of it as this cinematic thing and not think of it as real.
Right.
That the animals that we share our earth with, they are animals. They are living things like us.
Right.
Very different from us. But when we lean too hard into the mysterious denizens of the deep, like that makes them so far away that I worry that it makes people not care or think of them more as a story than a living, breathing thing that's affected by other things in its environment. Right. Anyway, sorry. Okay. That was a digression, but that's why I make the digression.
Okay. Right? All right.
Maybe I'll trim that out.
No.
So these researchers have been studying codas and sperm whale vocalizations that appear to be roughly analogous to human vowels. Interrupt me at any point.
Like A-E-I-O-U?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're studying things like duration and formant structure. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm burping up
cream soda. It's the cream soda.
So formants are spectral peaks in a sound, and we hear them in the difference between vowels. So every vowel sound has a few different formants. So if I say a, e, u, a, you can hear, even if I'm saying those at the same pitch.
Right.
Those are different vowels, and you can tell which one I'm doing with your eyes closed. That's because each one of those sounds we produce by holding our mouth a certain way has a different set of formants active that our brains are recognizing as different vowels. So toothed whales, like sperm whales, produce vocalizations with something called phonic lips. These are in their sinusy, nasally area, but inside the blowhole. You can't see them from the outside.
Right.
They're derived from nostrils, and they function like our vocal cords. These are the things they move around to make different vocal sounds.
Cool.
So it's like if you could move the inside of your nose like your vocal cords and talk that way.
Okay, that's just weird.
It is a little weird.
Anatomy-wise.
But if you look at pinniped, if you look at seals and sea lions, you notice they can open and close their nostrils like when they go up and down. So whales can just do that to the point of, hi, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
The researchers recorded 4 whales for this project. The whales are named Fork, Atwood, TBB, and Pinchy.
Fork?
I don't know what TBB stands for, but because they went with an abbreviation, I'm going to guess it's something very funny that they chose not to publish.
I was going to say, probably not very nice either.
All 4, I don't know, could be. All 4 whales are females and are documented by the Dominica Sperm Whale Project, and you can look them up on the website.
Oh, cool.
And learn a little bit more about each of these whales.
They're out there spilling the tea to each other.
Yes.
Pinchy and TBB.
TBB.
And Fork.
Fork. And
that's not very feminine. Hi, my name's Fork. What's yours? I'm Pinchy.
TBB. Don't ask any more.
Things we don't want to know.
This is and this project is based in Dominica, not to be confused with the Dominican Republic.
And where is Dominica?
Dominica is also in the Caribbean. Let me pull up Dominica. Here we go. It's right. Google Map, and this is a visual medium. Podcast. People love to watch a podcast. So we're looking just
at Big Blue Ocean,
about halfway between Trinidad and Tobago and the British Virgin Islands.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. In the Mediterranean.
In the Caribbean. Yeah. Just north of Martinique.
Oh, all right. There you go.
There you go.
Dominica.
So,
and maybe you're going to get to this.
Yeah.
Are they listening to them in the wild?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the girls are hanging around Dominica.
Yeah, and they're just listening to their calls, keeping track of the whales.
Cool.
So courtesy of the Voices in the Sea project, I have a recording of sperm whale codas.
Ooh, okay.
Let's listen to some sperm whales.
It's just clicking.
It's clicking. So it's a little Morse codey.
Yeah.
Not like a humpback whale.
No, not like my imitation either.
You did a good humpback whale.
Well,
sperm whales.
I learned it from Dory.
A little different.
That clicking. It's just I imagine it reverberates underwater, which maybe they can do a certain thing to change the sound a little bit.
Yeah, they can do. They can change the tone with their just how it's leaving their phonic lips. Whales also will use this kind of density, temperature defined layer called the SOFAR channel in the ocean. That's a certain depth where sound carries really, really far because it bounces through the density layer a certain way. I don't remember the mechanics of it.
That's very cool.
But it's kind of like a long distance channel for whales where they'll swim up to that depth because that's where sound travels the longest. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're getting better at recognizing these different elements of whale vocalizations, whale language perhaps, or speech, doesn't necessarily mean we're decoding those elements or getting closer exactly to knowing what they mean. With humans, it's pretty easy to learn a language because you're learning from other humans.
Right.
So another human who you're trying to learn a language of can pick up a ball and point at it and say ball, pelota, bar, match, and they can do that as many times as you need.
Figure it out.
You can learn as many words for that round object as you want. But it's harder to do that across species with whales because, they're not going to do that so much. They're just talking. We don't always have an immediate reference for what they're doing at the time that they're vocalizing. There's been some progress there, I think, like identifying calls specific to certain orcapods.
Oh, sure.
I think there are people working that project a little bit and picking out bits and pieces that might be certain things.
It's a niche science.
But, bioacoustics.
Yeah.
Ooh. But you've probably got to be, I would imagine, this is me conjecturing here, I would imagine to determine the exact meaning of all of these vocalizations and combinations thereof, you probably got to be watching the whales really, really closely to link the vocalizations to meaning. The ocean's really big and whales move around a lot. And to most humans, a lot of whale activity probably looks like just swimming around.
Right.
It's not like they're going to the bank and then it's
and telling their friend about it.
They're doing something, but you might not just pick up on that. Like, I'm sure you can monitor them
because they're whales. They're not whales. Humans, and we can predict human behavior. But we're not whales.
But
we don't have the inside scoop.
Right. But I know folks are working on that problem.
Interesting.
So I will link the study in the show notes, and but there are a couple small things in here that I want to talk about in particular. One is co-articulation. So they have identified basically co-articulation in whale speech these codas.
Co-articulation.
So the example they give in the paper is to imagine the hypothetical words Ebby and Ebba.
Okay.
And then imagine the words Ellie and Ella. Same thing, one with a B and one with an L. You may not realize it, but the E in Ebba and Ebby is formed a little different from the E in Ella and Ellie when you say it, because your tongue will be closer to the roof of your mouth in the latter case because you're getting ready to say an L.
Oh, okay.
So they've noticed these similar phenomenon in these sperm whale vocalizations where the sounds are being pronounced differently based on adjacent sounds. One sound is leading into another.
Right. Okay.
So
interesting.
So like the way words are formed, right? I don't know why, but I think that's amazing that even though they haven't gotten to meaning of these things, they can tell how they're forming these vocalizations, and the vocalizations change based on the next syllable, basically in whatever they're saying. And the fact that researchers can even get to the point where they're identifying this happening is really amazing.
That's a lot of listening.
So now I want to introduce you to the whales. If you go to the Dominica Whale Project website, they have little bios and detailed portrait sketches of each of the whales that are monitored by this project. So this is Atwood.
Oh, hello, Atwood.
A female from Unit A. She was born sometime before 2005.
Okay.
Here's TBB, a female from Unit S. She was born sometime before the year 2000.
Oh, wow, she's old for a whale.
Whales,
she's old for...
sperm whales they live between 60 and 70 years.
Okay.
There's TBB, born before 2000. Here's Fork. Can you see her okay?
Yeah, I can.
And I'll link the website.
I still don't know why she's called Fork.
They don't
don't tell you that, huh?
Oh, her mother was named
Spoon?
Oh, her daughter was named Spoon.
Oh, no way.
Fork gave birth to Spoon, but they lost contact with Spoon. Spoon might have died.
Oh.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
And there's some description here. And when they have a unique tail pattern, that's how they identify whales. And so a lot of these they'll have down here like an additional sketch of
their tail.
Of the tail, because that's an easy way, even from the surface, when they dive, you can identify the tail. Here is Pinchy.
Pinchy. Wow,
Female
she's
from
from 1990, before 1990.
They think she was born in the early 1980s.
Wow. Good for her.
Yeah, she's got a lot of scars. Her left fin, here's a video of Pinchy. Her left pectoral fin is really cut up, like there's a good chunk missing. She's had some kids. So this is relevant here because Pinchy is a little different from the other whales that they mention in passing here. There are a couple of related codas that they've identified and just kind of classified that they're referring to as eye codas. I don't know what they sound like from this, but there's a short one and a long one, and they differentiated those two. Pinchy was not observed saying the long eye coda, only the short one. Now, that could mean that she just didn't happen to say anything that had the long eye coda in it during data collection.
Right.
But it could also mean that Pinchy has a distinct speech pattern accent or a speech impediment that causes her to maybe pronounce both eye codas the same. Because they're similar. That's hypothetical. But
she's from someplace else.
Maybe
she's from wherever else sperm whales come from. Like she's got a southern accent.
Sperm whales are everywhere. Yeah. And as you said, in American English, we see vowel mergers all the time. Like in my southernness, I pronounce cot, C-O-T, and cot, C-A-U-G-H-T, the same. Those are homophones to me. They're two separate words that are pronounced identically. But to my Ohioan father, they were definitely not.
Right.
But there's something that merged. The same thing, or an analogous thing might be going on with Pinchy.
Right.
So here's what I'm wondering. You'll notice Pinchy is the oldest of the whales studied here. She was born probably early 80s. So she's an exennial, older millennial whale. She's around my age compared to the others, born 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if there's a generational difference.
Oh, that's interesting thought. Maybe she doesn't use the slang the other girls use.
Yeah. It could be. It's a testable hypothesis. Someone out there may already have that answer, and I'm sure people are recording all kinds of sperm whales, and someone will be able to say, no, we've listened to a lot. But I am curious if that is just like an exennial sperm whale thing, or maybe Pinchy just talks weird.
That
which
could be
is something that I kind of hope is the case, because I love Pinchy. Look at Pinchy.
She's a cutie.
I'll again go to the Dominica Sperm Whale Project website. Look at all these whales. Pinchy, she has lived, and she's
had a life.
Awesome, and I don't know.
She's under there smoking her cigarettes. Girls, you know nothing.
Her own thing.
You know nothing. Grow up.
It notes here. I'm going to read from the website a little bit here. When we first met her, our interactions with this impressive whale were brief, as she was relatively tentative among humans.
She's had some bad experiences.
In the past few years, though, she has become extremely friendly and is both patient and interactive among humans, often engaging in extended swim-along encounters.
Oh,
so
lonely.
She's her own.
It's like I know these people,
living her life,
and they don't stab me with things.
Yeah. They're paying attention to the way I talk. They're like teaching them. They're gonna learn something from me. Guarantee it. People always tell me, Pinky, you really need to enunciate more. But I don't think so. Ask my kids. When I say something, you understand exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, dear. Whales talking, my friends. And Harrison and I making fun of them.
I have nothing but respect for Pinchy.
No, I think it's really interesting. I don't know that they'll ever figure out how to have a conversation with a whale, but it's an interesting thought. And part of me is like, these people have a lot of time on their hands.
It's knowledge. It's learning.
It is learning and it is knowledge, but man, it's so specific.
But
that drives me nuts.
On the other side of that, if we are able to observe whales to the point that we can observe what they're saying, think about what we could learn through a hydrophone from that.
True.
When not only are we, because already you can identify which whales are from where based on, we can differentiate dialects and things.
Right.
So if you could full on understand what whales are saying, you would learn so much about whales and what the whales are encountering, because at that point they're self-reporting what's going on in the ocean. I can't even imagine what benefit we could derive from all of that information.
Yeah. Well, apparently Star Trek was once again correct.
Every time.
Every time. Except for transporters. Come on, people.
I'm not getting in the transporter.
Oh, come on. I've lived long enough. That's what I want. I want a transporter.
I'm staying on Earth with Pinchy. We understand each other.
I just want to transport back and forth, like from here to like Ireland for a weekend, or here to the Caribbean for a weekend to listen to Pinchy. Mm-hmm. You know, I just want to be able to do that without flying or walking or running, driving. Mm-hmm. You know? And honestly, and I do appreciate, and this is digressing into Star Trek lore, but I do appreciate that you know, Dr. McCoy in the original Star Trek was very hesitant about getting on a transporter, because it's like ripping apart all your molecules and then putting them back together. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I understand that there are a lot of things that happen on Star Trek due to transporter accidents. Mm-hmm. Just saying. But, you know, still. And then it reminds me of Galaxy Quest, which if you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, that's a whole nother show. Anyway, well, very interesting. Thank you. Go to that website and check it out. Remember, we are having lots of stuff going on at the library. Yes. Come in and see our new shelves and say hi. And we'll see you after the long weekend. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. The Free Bin is a production of the Toledo Public Library, which is part of the Lincoln County Library District in beautiful Lincoln County, Oregon. Writing by Harrison Baker and Cindy Bilek. Original music and editing by Harrison Baker. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect those of any organization they represent. Good night.